Japan, a land steeped in the echoes of centuries of conflict. Warlords clashed, kingdoms rose and fell. Amidst this chaos, a figure would emerge who would transform the face of the nation forever. His name, Tokugawa Ieyasu. Ieyasu was a man of cunning, patience, and a ruthless will to power. Born in the fires of the Sengoku Jidai, the Warring States period, he was one of Japan's most influential leaders in the 16th and 17th centuries. But why, you might ask, is this figure so revered in the annals of Japanese history? Ieyasu's ascent to greatness was far from a fairy tale. Born Matsudaira Takechiyo, he wasn't a powerful lord by birthright. His childhood was a tumultuous chessboard, used as a bargaining chip, shuffled between rival clans. But beneath the surface, this hardened him, teaching him the value of patience and the strategic weight of loyalty. His fortunes changed when he entered the service of the rising warlord Oda Nobunaga. Under Nobunaga's harsh tutelage, Ieyasu mastered both warfare and the complex politics of a fractured Japan. He commanded armies, negotiated with rival daimyo, and learned firsthand the intoxicating power of ambition. When Nobunaga was murdered in 1582, it wasn't just a power vacuum, it was an opportunity born of chaos. Here, Ieyasu's true genius shone. He wasn't the strongest warlord, but he was the most perceptive. He built shrewd alliances, pitting rivals against each other like pieces on a go board. He wasn't above shifting allegiances if it furthered his position, always playing the long game. While Ieyasu was a brilliant warrior, some of his most important victories were won with diplomacy. The Battle of Sekigahara in 1600 became a symbol of his power. It wasn't just winning that battle, it was the careful maneuvering and decisive ruthlessness that allowed him to emerge as the undisputed master of Japan. Tokugawa Ieyasu's journey was never straightforward. His childhood was marked by political turmoil, serving as a hostage to rival clans. However, this didn't break him. He closely observed the strengths and weaknesses of the warlords he served, absorbing the brutal lessons of power and loyalty. His pivotal alliance with Oda Nobunaga was the first turning point. Ieyasu served as a loyal general, commanding in crucial battles, but also witnessing the ruthlessness required for success. He saw the cost of ambition, both Nobunaga's rise and his eventual betrayal and death in 1582. This plunged Japan into a new era of uncertainty and opportunity. After Nobunaga, another formidable figure stood in Ieyasu's path, Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Ieyasu initially submitted to him, recognizing Hideyoshi's power, but it was a tactical move. In battles like Komaki and Nagakute, 1584, Ieyasu bloodied Hideyoshi's forces, showing his strategic prowess. Yet he knew confrontation wasn't always the answer. Carefully timed alliances strengthened his position in the shifting landscape of power. He outmaneuvered Hideyoshi in the Siege of Odawara in 1590, a move which earned him respect, and far more importantly, new territories that expanded his influence. All the while, he never lost sight of his ultimate goal, to not only unify Japan, but to establish a system that would keep it unified under his family's control. This ambition ultimately led to the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, where Ieyasu's carefully cultivated alliances and shrewd military mind won the day. Yet even in victory, he knew that winning Japan was only the beginning. The true challenge lay in keeping it under control and securing his family's legacy. The Battle of Sekigahara didn't just make Ieyasu the most powerful man in Japan, it gave him a chance to reshape the nation to prevent any repetition of its violent past. The Tokugawa Shogunate, which he established in 1603, was more than just a new ruler, it was a calculated system of control with himself at the unchallenged apex. His rigid social hierarchy aimed to cement his rule. Samurai, bound by loyalty and stripped of their land-owning power, became loyal bureaucrats and enforcers. Farmers were tied to the land, ensuring a stable food supply and a taxable population. Even the wealthy merchant class was kept below the warrior elite, denying them the power that could lead to ambition. Fearful of outside influence, Ieyasu enacted the Sakoku policy, isolating Japan. This limited European influence, both militarily and religiously, but it also denied Japan the exchange of ideas and technology that transformed other nations during the same period. Internally, stability allowed Edo to become one of the world's largest cities, but society was bound by tradition and discouraged from innovation. This enforced peace came with a curious side effect. Denied the outlet of war, creative energies flourished in art, literature, and theatre. The era saw the refinement of Japanese aesthetics, yet it was an art defined by looking backward at tradition rather than boldly experimenting with new forms. Tokugawa Ieyasu's legacy is as multifaceted as the man himself. He brought an undeniable peace to a fractured nation, but it was a peace purchased with strict societal control and self-imposed isolation. Was he the unifier Japan needed, or did his short-sighted fear of change leave Japan unprepared for the centuries to come? That is a question historians still debate today. Even the most powerful men are subject to time. In 1616, Tokugawa Ieyasu, the man who had bent Japan to his will, succumbed to illness at the age of 73. Yet his death did not mean the end of his influence. In a feat of political genius, he had meticulously planned for the continuation of his power. His son Hidetada became shogun, beginning a dynasty that would rule for over 250 years. The system Ieyasu built proved surprisingly resilient. Shoguns came and went, some strong, others less so, but the machinery of control he designed largely remained intact. However, the world outside Japan was not standing still. While Japan remained in self-imposed isolation, other nations surged ahead, mastering new technologies and modes of warfare. In 1853, an American fleet under Commodore Perry arrived, their modern warships a stark contrast to Japan's antiquated defenses. This forced opening of Japan shattered the illusion of invulnerability. The shogunate, unable to adapt quickly enough, collapsed. The Meiji Restoration ushered in a new era, one of rapid modernization and a re-engagement with the world. Tokugawa Ieyasu's legacy is undeniably mixed. He brought an unprecedented era of peace, but at a cost. Did this enforced stability leave Japan ill-prepared for the challenges ahead? Would Japan have become a global power even without him? History offers us no rewinds, only questions to ponder. If the story of Tokugawa Ieyasu and its aftermath has intrigued you, let us know. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your own thoughts in the comments. History is a never-ending story, and there is always more to discover.